on to Goa, but I want to point out one thing. When we were speaking to the Congress spokesperson, they said that, centre's policy on jobs and other issues created certain hurdles for Punjab. And I saw the BJP spokesperson also smile and smirk as if, shifting the blame on Punjab government. But we have, like I said, we've been speaking to urban voters in BJP ruled states also. There also the concerns remain the same. They are also talking about inflation. They're also talking about jobs. They're also talking about healthcare and education. All right, having said that, let's now turn our focus to another important state, that is Goa. We've got the exit poll numbers for Goa. So this is the latest Times Now Veto. BJP is projected to win 14 seats, Congress plus 16, up 4, others 6. Now P mark 13 to 17 to the BJP, Congress plus range of 13 to 17, up 2 to 6, and others 2 to 4. This is the range that P mark has given. As far as NewsX Pollstrat is concerned, they have given 17 to 19 seats to the BJP, 11 to 13 to the Congress plus. There's no number for up as of now. 3 to 11 range given for others. Now ETT Research has given 18 to the BJP, 17 to the Congress, 2 to Aam Aadmi Party, 3 to others, and CNX is 16 to 12 BJP, 11 to 17 to the Congress, 0 to 2 to UP plus, and others 5 to 7. So Hina, this is a hung house in Goa, and BJP and Congress are indulged in a very neck and neck, very close fight, but a hung house all in all.
Well, that's what we can expect. Tausifur Rahman, what do you make of what the numbers are suggesting as far as Goa is concerned? Because if Congress loses Punjab, then Goa can at least be a saving grace, looking at how the projections are right now.
Well, good evening, everyone. Well, ma'am, let me tell you something that in this past 3 to 4 weeks, I've been visiting Punjab, and then I went to Goa as well. So I have a very different kind of opinion. Well, Punjab is not that easy to say that AAP is going to take 70 seats. There will be a tough fight, and it will not be an easy cookie for Aam Aadmi Party, as I do believe that Bhagwat Mann is doing great, but Channi is there on the ground as well. When you talk about Goa, I totally agree with you when your highlight shows that TMC will be a kingmaker as well. But truly, TMC is having some fine leadership recently joined. Like Leander Pace is there, and he is a good face out there. So I believe TMC will bag, or they will do a good debut around 8 to 9 seats, and most probably Congress will do a better job, better than Punjab. Guess so in Goa as well. So it's not really, as you say, that these are just projection, but let me tell you very straight, it will be a different ball game in Uttarakhand, Punjab, Goa, Manipur, everywhere. It will be not so easy. And even I have a problem with Punjab, where I don't see BJP will back 5 seats even. I mean, I know though it's a projection, but I think BJP will go flat zero in Punjab.
All right, that was a very bold statement, and I'm okay. Let me go across to Shweta Shalini, spokesperson BJP. Shweta Shalini, you've seen the numbers. What is your assessment? What has, according to you, the Congress done to improve its tally, and what are the mistakes that the BJP has done? Because when we spoke to the urban voters or voters of Goa, one of the most common complaints that we came across was when the BJP was in the opposition, they promised to close down casinos, improve the employment status of the state, improve other facilities, and also give a boost to the Goan identity. But now the same BJP is accused of, encouraging the casino culture in Goa, which a lot of people say is, affecting the youth of the state. So what is your view on this? What did the BJP not do that did not work in this favor as far as these exit poll numbers are concerned?
Okay, first and foremost, you can't say after this much of anti-incumbency or being in power that these numbers are not good. In fact, according to our internal numbers, we are getting anywhere between 18 to 22. And I will still stick to my internal numbers, whatever your panelist might say, whatever your political analyst would say. I will stick to the numbers because we've been on ground. We know the numbers extremely well. See, there are two factors which are extremely important. One is Goa is a very
So what are the numbers that you are looking at
I told
for
you
BJP
that,
before
18
you
to
tell us
22.
about the reasons?
I told you in the very beginning that our internal
18 to
numbers
22,
show
okay.
18 to 22. And I will stick to those numbers because one, I feel that the literacy rate of Goa is very, very high. And if you actually look at the voter turnout this time has been extremely high. And this indicates that people actually stepped out because there were too many parties which were out in the fight this time. Also, for any exit poll to happen, please understand that Goans primarily do not come out into the open and tell you. So your exit polls usually will fail because out of 11 lakh population and every seat having about 25,000 people going out to vote, there are almost 7 people who are standing with 5 political parties and 2 independents standing in each constituencies. So the plus and minus of just 200 odd or 50 to 200 odd votes here and there is going to make a change in your numbers. Having said that, we are extremely clear and backed by good surveys that our numbers are going to be 18 to 22 and we are forming
So you're saying our surveys are not good?
No, your numbers are also, some of these surveys are showing almost the same numbers.
I think Tausif Rahman doesn't agree with a lot of points.
Quick rebuttal, Tausif, then we'll go across to,
No, ma'am, I'll take a little bit.
Ahead.
I'll take a little diversion from here. You know, because the government changes like every state. Now the governance of BJP states like changes everywhere. Now I have a small question from the ma'am. All the best to her. If she wishes like for 18 to 20 seats, I wish her all the best. I have no anything against BJP. But let me tell you something. Will the BJP government will come with a new role and banning the beef or some other food products which the Goanis like? So it's this kind of hypocrisy will not work in Goa. And again, I'm telling you, it will go flat zero.
Tausif ji, I'm sorry, you haven't seen the campaign in Goa. We have been ruling the state for some time. We have the legacy of Manohar Parrikar, who has changed the face of Goa. One of the biggest drives that has happened, because Goa is a tourist state. I think it's the vaccination which has ensured that tourists kept coming to Goa. And that's one of the reasons why. And we are on the ground. We have seen that people will and have voted because the central government schemes and the double engine.
Ma'am, this is not my question. What I'm asking.
Time of questions have gone, Tausif ji. We are coming back to power. We will answer all your questions.
All right.
We are coming back to power.
Okay. These are just the numbers, Archana. The final result is yet to come.
Yes. Okay, I have a question for the Congress here. Very close fight, neck and neck fight. But a lot of people fear that last time around, whether it was Manipur, whether it was Goa, the Congress was looking to form the government, but the victory was snatched by the BJP. You have accused the BJP of poaching, and a lot of people have glorified that as so-called Chanakya Niti. We are seeing reports that the Congress has a foolproof plan, to ensure all its MLAs stick together and they don't jump the ship to other parties. What are your preparations this time around? Have you learned from the past lessons? Have you learned from your so-called mistakes?
No, I mean, there were clear constitutional violations. Yeah. It wasn't Chanakya Niti or anything. I mean, this was complete.
That's why I used the word glorified, yes.
Yeah, there was clear violation in Manipur. I mean, it's going to the polls right now. I mean, there was clear. You're not even invited to form the government when you have maximum number of seats is absolutely atrocious. So the poaching and all, people became turncoats. That happens in politics. A lot of people from the Goan Congress party left. In Manipur, they left. That's all fine. I mean, the people of Goa will answer to that. My reaction to the Goa poll, your exit polls is going to be the same as to that of Punjab, which is, I'm going to give you reasons why I think the Congress will win that state now. You show neck and neck. I don't think it's neck and Yeah, I mean, I'm giving you the reasons why, because, and I'm glad you specified that no matter which state in this country you go to, there is this cry for unemployment everywhere. And because simply the government has not done enough to create demand in terms of giving money to the poor and creating demand, and therefore having capacity utilization, industries rolling, and therefore the Q3 figures also show deplorable lack of demand and the investment of industry. But coming back to Goa, we've had 80% of fresh faces in Goa. 45, about 60% of our candidates are below the age of 45. Not that I'm pitting, the old against new, but I'm telling you some of the things that have happened in Goa. And I believe, according to our internal reports, many of the turncoats are losing terribly in Goa who switched over. And there is also a fight in the BJP because many of them have been given tickets, and that has upset the internal cadres over there. So I think in Goa, we are well on course to a solid victory. I mean, none of that will matter anymore about keeping the MLA safe or not keeping the MLA safe. I mean, if the BJP stoops to conquer, then what do you do?
The Congress party is quite confident as far as Goa is concerned. BJP is confident as well. The expectation is 18 to 22 for the BJP, but we'll eventually see what happens. I want to quickly go across to Ravi Srivastava as well, and if Reena Gupta is also with us, then for Aam Aadmi Party specifically, I want a reaction from Ravi Srivastava. Not very good, really. The numbers are looking for Aam Aadmi Party in the poll of polls in Goa. Your reaction?
It's almost a question of a footprint. I distinctly recall, because we have worked in Goa in past election in 2017, and contestants of the Aam Aadmi Party had lost even their deposits. So that was a miserable situation. But now the kind of results which are visible from the exit polls show that Aam Aadmi Party is going to have a footprint in Goa. I think friends have talked a lot. Goa has got two major industries for that matter. Either tourism and the other is the mining. Mining is in a worse shape, bad shape, and which is the biggest revenue earner for the state, and lot of unemployment because of that. So which will definitely work against the ruling dispensation. And my friend was talking about that Goa, after Manohar Parrikar, he had laid a very strong foundation. Let me tell you that within 3 days, due to oxygen shortage, 81 people had died in Goa. When the medical college, the oxygen tanker could not enter because there was no road. So such was the situation of the mismanagement in the COVID in Goa. And the friends are saying that it was very well managed state. So I think if Aam Aadmi Party even finds a footprint over there, this will be a big achievement. Because you know very well that Aam Aadmi Party in the Lok Sabha elections of 2014 got only 4 seats in Lok Sabha from Punjab. And that's the state which is going to put it into the power today, most likely. So this is the way that you make a footprint, and then you exert over there, and then you try to bring up the local issues and work on it. So better luck next time. But this show, I would not call it a bad one.
Better luck next time. At least you're happy that Aam Aadmi Party is making a footprint, is expanding its footprint as far as Goa is concerned. Archana.
Yes, Hina, and what are exit polls and poll of polls without the newsmakers? So we earlier spoke to Goa Chief Minister Pramod Sawant on these numbers. So my first question to him was that we are seeing a hung house in Goa, very close neck-and-neck contest between the BJP and the Congress. BJP is getting about 14 seats. What is, with the Congress bettering its previous tally? What was his assessment? That was the question I asked.
मेरा कहना है कि इसी के ऊपर भारतीय जनता पार्टी को पूरे मेजॉरिटी के सीट मिल जाएंगे. हमें 20+ सीट मिल रही है डेफिनेटली, कि आपके एग्जिट पोल में चाहे वो 14 सीट दिखाते होंगे, लेकिन हमारा पूरा विश्वास है कि गोवा में हम सरकार बना रहे हैं और भारतीय जनता पार्टी को पूरे मेजॉरिटी के साथ जीत रही है.
All right, in 2017, there were mass defections from the Congress party. We also spoke to a lot of voters who said that they don't like voters, the leaders jumping ship to other parties, and many of whom who joined the BJP. Despite this, if the Congress is doing well this time as per polls, is it not a matter of concern for the BJP? This was his response.
मैं इस बार कोई डिफेक्शन की जरूरत नहीं पड़ेगी। कांग्रेस को लग रहा है कि उनको मेजोरिटी मिल रहे हैं, उनके डिफेक्ट होके कोई जा रहे हैं, ये डर तो उनके मन में है, लेकिन भारतीय जनता पार्टी को पूरे मेजोरिटी मिल रही और यही कोई एक आधा दूसरा कम भी एमएलए लगा तो मुझे लगता है कि इंडिपेंडेंट 2-3 एमएलए चुन के आ रहे हैं। सो विद द सपोर्ट ऑफ द इंडिपेंडेंट विल फॉर्म द गवर्नमेंट।
All right, so BJP is confident, Archana, that it is going to form the government in Goa. So is the Congress party.